Alright guys, welcome back. We are playing Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. I reread some of the stuff we went through last time to make sure I'm locked in. Because we did stop kind of in the middle, middle of the action here. We gotta find the bomb. It's like, this whole situation is just ridiculous. I don't even, how did we get here? But I feel like I always say that, right? I was saying that a lot back in Chapter 5, when the Shion stuff was happening. Man, Rena and Shion really give each other a run for their money in terms of what they did when they're, you know what I mean? It's really ridiculous. I'm deeply sorry for missing the upload last week, but it's been 2 weeks, but I refreshed myself. I'm locked in. We're good. We got this. What do we do? What are we gonna do? Rena, Keiichi tried again in another amazing scene to get through to Rena and to try and crack that shell, but it still is not working. Literally, what is the solution here? Is there going to be a solution, right? Is there a way for this to end happily? I hope everyone doesn't explode, right? But is it possible to get through to Rena? I want to say yes, no matter what, because I want to say the message behind it would be that you can get through to anyone. That it's never too late, right? That it's always possible to get through to your friends, to people you care about, right? And that would be that'd be a meaningful message to me. That's something I want to think is true, for sure. But how do we do that? How would we, in the situation we're in now, where Rena has put us in, what do we do? What are we possibly... I don't know. Keiichi had to shut off the communication thing, it's really just all on him. And I mean, Sadako and Rika, they're helping, right? Sadako's the one who will hopefully know where the time bomb is at, so... okay, we're gonna finish it today. I don't know how much we have left. Obviously, we stopped at, the halfway point of the subchapter, maybe. I don't know, it was just, the fade out. So I'd say if we got 2 hours of it left, and then we gotta do the cast review or, the staff room thing. I don't know which one it's gonna be. And then talk about the whole chapter at the end. We're gonna do it. I don't know if we're gonna be here for 3.5 hours or something, but we're finishing it. We're finishing it today. We've been on chapter 6 for what feels like forever. So we gotta finish it. Okay. Utaka. Have we heard that name before? Is this Sonozaki? Several cars had arrived, producing several men. They weren't from the Okonomiya station, or these could be whoever the white van people are, right? Which is, still a thing. I've got to remind myself of that every once in a while, that there literally is still the weird white van stuff going on. So, I don't know. One of the men was wearing a suit, despite the hot weather. He approached me, pushing Kumagai aside. Oh god, where we should POV. Bone chilling.
Oh yeah, これはこれは。お久しぶりですね。県警本部の大高くんじゃないですか。
Oh, for the prefectural headquarters.
言葉を慎みたまえ。もう君に君と呼ばれる階級ではない。
Right.
何かご用ですかね。大高くん。
Well, we have 10 minutes until this place blows up. We don't have time for this. Yeah, right,
まさか県警がこの現場を乗っ取ろうつもりで？誰の了解で？私が許可した。
Oh god, oh god.
所長。高杉君から事情は聞いている。君が蒔いた種だという話も聞いている。
Yeah, in a sense, kinda, right? I don't know. How much do I blame Oishi for the current situation? Not that much, but... Because he doesn't... it's weird shit, right? Whatever he does to these poor children, when he, talks to them and activates their paranoia, or whatever, that certainly seems to play a part in all of this. It's not like Oishi knows that that's happening, or, you know what I mean? Oishi's doing his normal sociopathic cop thing. It's fine, right? Oh, yeah.
危険は重々承知だ。 だがもう爆発まで時間がない。君が時間を浪費
I
しすぎたの
guess.
だ。
I guess that's kind of what you have to do as like a last effort, although all of them might just get blown up too.
その尻拭いを我々がしようというんだ。君らは引き継いで後方に下がりたまえ。
I couldn't talk back if both the chief and a guy from the prefectural headquarters gave me an order. Oh,
おいさん、
man.
何者っすかあいつは。
大高くん。昔、麻雀がくっそ弱いくせに気になってたから、ちょいと叩き潰してやったことがあ
We
り
need
ますね。
Akasaka. Where's he at? Like, come on.
それともあれかな、剣道大会で偉そうにしてやがったから面食らわして失神させたのを根に持ってるのかな。
Obviously, we didn't get along.
大石君、現在の最新の状況を説明したまえ。
あんた本気で突入する気で、こっちはもうすぐ睡眠薬で穏便に決着がつけられそうなんだ。それをひっくり返す気かい。
The sleeping pills thing worries me deeply, because, like, Rena would feel herself starting to, like, go out, and what would she do, right? Like, that would not be good.
もう遅すぎる。あと1時間あったらその手も検討できたな。突入は府警の専門部隊が担当する。君はバックアップに回りたまえ。
Oh, God.
所長。
I mean, if the building's gonna blow up anyway, and everyone's gonna die, I guess you kind of have to try something like this. The only risk is just, like, all of the people who go inside dying too, right? Like, I guess if they're willing to do that, I don't know. I mean,
あんた分かってますよね。
like, from their perspective, right? Obviously, I don't really like this as a answer to the situation, because it's like this. I want something to happen with Keiichi for it to, like, mean something thematically, obviously, right? But from their perspective, no, I guess I get it. I get their approach here.
あの教室は今や巨大な爆弾なんです。だが一番恐ろしい爆弾は教室じゃない。犯人のリュウグウレナ本人なんです。我々はようやくそれをなだめ、穏便に解決する手順を踏み、それを実行しようとしています。
Okay.
時間は確かにもう10分もない。でも必ず成功させてみせます。
Ooh.
報酬は私が自らやります。ダメなら私が粉々に吹っ飛んでおしまいです。首相たちは離れてそれを見て
Oh,
構え
God.
ると思ってればいい。
Of course.
大石君、
I wish he really is like this, though. He really...
府警の専門部隊はただの機動隊じゃないぞ。
You know, as much as I hate on Iwishi, it is obvious that he does dedicate himself so much to all of this. I mean, in the first place, just everything he's doing in Hinamizawa is because he genuinely does want to solve it, and he genuinely does, you know, like, it's all that's real, and I get that, right? I can't help but dislike him. Like, I don't know, I'm sorry. I admire his resolve, I suppose.
第二機動隊といえば、君ほどの男なら噂くらい聞いてるだろう。なんすか、大石さん。第二機動隊って有名なんですか？
5年くらい前だっけ。空港の飛行機に犯人が立てこもった事件があったでしょう。
If you say so, I don't know anything
あれを
about
きっか
that.
けに東京と大阪にハイジャック専門の特殊部隊が組織されたって噂は聞いてましたがね。実在してましたか。
でも、なんだって府警の機動隊がこんなところに。
Utaka smiled proudly.
たまたま県警機動隊との交流訓練があって、ね、
I see.
特別に応援を要請したのだよ。
相変わらずですね。
Oh, God, look at Wishi's face.
話をすぐ派手にしたがるその癖は。
The company members exited their vehicles one after another and took position. They didn't move like policemen.
大高君、あんた学校で
Oh
銃撃戦
God.
やっけ。
Yeah, like...
一発で大爆発を起こすぞ。
Oh, true. I mean, yeah,
安心
any...
したまえ。
Oh.
突入班が使うのは火器じゃない。ボート鎮圧用のガス銃だ。
But
高圧ガス
anything,
で
like...
催涙ガスを噴出する。
I would even worry about that.
何の問題
You
もない
know, I don't know. Is there any kind of mechanical, electrical part to them at all? Like, I don't know.
そりゃ便利な水鉄砲があったもんで。ところでそのおもちゃは校庭を横断して教室まで届くほど便利なものなんで。
それは君が心配することではない。あとは我々に任せて下がり。
As I lifted my arms exaggeratedly, one elbow accidentally touched the car horn, which honked. Of course, I did it on purpose. Ooh.
今のは前原圭一
Yeah,
を呼び出すサイン
what's
です
he trying to do, though?
そうです。前原君が気づいてくれるのに。
I'm sure he did.
今さら彼に何を？
連中は多分グレネードか何かでガラスをぶち抜いて、ガス弾
Oh,
を教室に打ち込んで、その隙に突入しようってつもり。
How would that help? Genuinely, what would that do? Just get everyone to leave the room? I just feel like Rena, you know, she was taking the call from Oishi, but like she's probably back in the room now, or she's gonna be very shortly. She would just immediately light the thing and everyone would die. Like, I don't know. Like, how would that work ever?
連中は竜
Yeah,
軍を甘く見て
right?
る。彼女は本気だ。ガラスの割れる音でも、
I,
ライターをためら
exactly.
わず点火する。
特殊部隊には制圧できないってことですか？
できないに決まってるだろう。だから今まで慎重にやってきたんじゃないの。竜宮レナは初めから死ぬつもりなんだよ。命が惜しくない奴に突入なんて意味がないんだよ。前原さんしかいない。
It's just making me think, like, maybe that's what we have to do. Is that's the problem for Rena. Is she thinks it's too late for herself, right? So, maybe that's why that Keiichi's emotional, attempts to reach her haven't been working. Is because it's like she's given up on herself, and she doesn't think of... You know, she doesn't think that she has any chance anymore. So... Maybe that's what we... You know, but I don't know.
おいさん、繋がりました。
もしもし、大石です。聞
Ooh.
こえてたら咳払いお願いします。
Okay.
緊急の話があります。聞いてください。
どうせ悪い話だろ。
Yeah.
悔しいですが、
Probably not.
県警が介入してきて、お膳立てをひっくり返すつもりです。特殊部隊が校舎に突入しようとしています。
Any news about Sadako finding the thing, maybe?
護身用スプレーでひるませてもその1秒で点火されちまうってんで、俺はずっと抑えてきたんだぜ。突入なんてそんなの無理に決まってるだろ。
県警は竜宮さんがすでに死ぬ気であることを理解していません。ライターは脅しで点火するわけないと鷹をくくっています。多分5分以内に突入するでしょう。突入する前になんとか竜宮からライターを奪ってください。
Oh, that is gonna be hard.
次元発火装置をなんとかしろというオーダーに。
It has to be, yeah. Only thing we can do. Yeah, I mean.
マジかよ。
Uh,
あと5分でレナからライターを奪って。次元発火
so,
装置
well,
をどうにか。
the other option is to blow up and die. So, like, kinda, it's yeah. That's the reality of the situation. I don't
あ
know.
なただけが頼りなんです。
Oh, we got Sadako and Rika too. Don't forget about that. Come on.
どうですか、さとこ。
Right.
思いつきますですか？
Come on, Sadako, you're the goat. We got this.
1階の廊下だけが知りたいんですの。そこにあるかないか。
Okay.
レナさんの行動パターンから考えて、1階ならあそこ、2階ならあそこ。
Hmm.
1階の廊下をコードが横断してないかざっと見ればいいんだな。
多分あるはず。普段のレナさんなら断言できますけど、
Oh.
今のレナさん
I
は
guess.
秘密だらけで行動パターンが読み切れませんわ。
I mean, it's still Rena, and I bet it's where she thinks it
よ
is.
し、任せろ。なんともう悩むにも時間が足りねえよ。最後の2択は俺が直接探る。
I don't want another tragedy. You demons down in hell, I bet you're just waiting for an amusing ending to unfold while eating some popcorn. I won't let that happen. I'm gonna change everything. And then I'm going to make you pick up your popcorn off the floor. Like, sure. I spoke to Rena as she continued on with her story about the aliens.
何？どうしたの、ケイチ君。
いや、今音が聞こえなかったか。
Oh. Rena went quiet and looked around. Rena had become totally paranoid about everything. Once she became worried, she couldn't ignore it.
本当に？ケイチ君。
ああ、聞き間違いじゃない。
I knew she'd want to check it herself, but she really couldn't leave the room for something like that. So, in that case, she'd have to ask me to check for her. Rena must have been thinking the same thing.
ケイチ君。
It's like all he
見てきて。
said, literally all he said was, "Did you hear something?" And that's enough. Like, yeah, I guess. I mean, in the state that she's in. Rena gave me an order with a fake smile on her lips.
わかった。
Rena watched me go out into the hallway. As I did, she spoke to
レ
me.
ナを怒らせちゃ嫌だよ。
Oh, God. I wouldn't dream of it.
俺はレナの仲間だ。
うん。信じるよ。信じるから。裏切っちゃ嫌だからね。
God, don't betray me. It's such a backhanded, like, wrong way to view trust, isn't it? You know, like, the idea that betrayal would be Keiichi doing anything that goes against the way she's, like, thinking and acting right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this... Makes me think of Hachiman. Is that weird? Okay, I can't do that. I always want to try and compare things that I'm reading now or, like, watching to, like, other stuff we're watching on the channel, but I feel like I shouldn't do that because I'll, like, spoil people, and probably a lot of people watching this aren't watching that, so I can't do that. But it just makes me think that that's, like, the reality of what a friendship is, you know, like, if you're viewing... If Rena is viewing anything that goes against the way she thinks or feels as a betrayal, right, then that's just fundamentally viewing friendships in, like, the wrong way, which, like, she's had that problem since the beginning. I mean, that whole scene at the dam about friendship and everything, it's so hard for her even to understand what a friendship, like, could be, you know? And it's weird, because it feels like it comes from her, like, not trusting herself, right? Like, all the stuff that happened with her mom, and, like, the divorce and all of that, her blaming herself for it. She obviously doesn't trust, like, herself in that way, right? So it's interesting that that's externalized for her in this behavior of her, like, the way she feels about friendship and all of that, and, like, people betraying her. I guess it's kind of like the whole enemy thing, right? But it's just the whole thing about the enemy thing is that she thinks that if someone is an enemy, if someone is there to, like, ruin your life, right, and that's their purpose, then she blames herself for not having, like, recognized that, I suppose, right? And she's kind of on edge, especially now, considering, like, her mental state. She's always on edge, thinking that could be anyone and everyone, right? I guess it's just, like, a horrible way to view the world in general, right? To just... I just think that just can't be the case, you know what I mean? I just thinking that there's people out there that exist just to ruin your life, that just can't be right. Even though it's like, yeah, we're introduced, we know about, in the story, so many, like, blatantly terrible characters, like Teppei, and it's hard to not say that Ren is right in a sense, because people like him exist, but... I just think it's obvious, based off Rena's experiences and everything, that viewing the world in that way and thinking of other people like that doesn't lead you to good outcomes. So, I don't know. It's complicated. Like, I just couldn't tell you. I don't know. It's something that we've talked about, too, in other stuff on the channel, where it's like, what... If I want to believe in people, right? If I want to believe in, like, the goodness of humanity, or whatever, as, like, a default thing, I want to think that people are generally good, for the most part. How far do I take that? Like, at what point do I just give up and say someone is just an enemy, to use Rena's words, you know? I don't know. It's hard to say. After being freed from Rena, I looked for a cord in a hurry. I didn't even have 5 minutes. The office probably had more outlets than anywhere else. I headed for the teacher's office. Shit, where were the outlets? Unlike light switches, outlets couldn't always be found near entrances. Damn it, why did the clock in the teacher's office have to make such a loud ticking noise?
大丈夫なのですよ。ケイイチならきっと見つけてくれますのです。
The ticking noise reminding him of the time that's running out? Yeah.
レナさんなら
Oh, is she suddenly gonna change where she thinks it is? Well, she'd probably want it to be somewhere, like, in her sight, maybe. So maybe it's just in the classroom, right? I mean, that's... but I don't know if that works. I don't know if that makes sense, you know? That's what I would think, though. Because she would want to always have her eyes on it. But I don't know. But I think... But, like, we've kind of covered that, right? Like...
なんだこれ
I saw a plug inserted into the unit under the principal's desk, and I also saw a cord extending under the door to the reception room. There shouldn't have been any reason why a cord had to be extended into that room. The reception room had an outlet of its own. I tiptoed over to the reception room and opened the door. Squeak. The door squeaked as I cracked it open a little. I poked my head inside the reception room. I saw the suspicious cord crossing the room and extending under the door to the hallway. Jesus, how long is it? I followed the cord through the reception room. I opened the door to the hallway, and the cord was extending into the storage closet. The storage closet was used to hold cleaning chemicals. I could smell them from here. The cord was extending into there. I carefully opened the door and turned the light on. The cord was attached to another extension cord, and there was an alarm clock that didn't belong in there. The time bomb. So all I'd have to do is unplug the cord. Or... Okay. I picked up the alarm clock. It looked like a normal alarm clock. Actually, it was a normal alarm clock. I remember Kumagai-san calling it a kitchen timer. He said it was a bit like an alarm clock. But this wasn't a bit like an alarm clock. It was an alarm clock. Wait, didn't alarm clocks use batteries? This alarm clock was a battery-operated one, too. I looked at the extension cord, and there was nothing plugged into it. Oh god, what is happening? What are we doing right now? I'm terrified. What was this extension cord for? Why was this extending all the way from the teacher's office? I am horrified. Oh god, what are we doing? Of course, I guess, if she mistrusts everyone, she would set up a trap, right? But like, what are we doing? What is happening? A black shadow was covering me. Oh no. I felt my body freeze. It was so frozen that I felt like it was about to crack. I mean, the door squeaked when he walked in. I turned around slowly and saw someone holding a hatchet above their head. Oh no. I dropped the alarm clock. It made a noise as it hit the ground. No reason. Just exploring, having fun, you know, nothing's up. All the cells in my body were frozen. This was Rena's trap. Rena was suspicious of everyone, including me. Oh god, what the hell? What do we do now? This whole time, she thought there was someone connected. There was someone connected to the people outside. This was a trap to lure that person out. Only the people outside knew about the time bomb. I was told about the whole thing, and so I followed the extension cord and picked up the alarm clock. How stupid of me. Oh no. That's right. How silly. Rena hit me with the backside of the hatchet earlier. It was painful, but it didn't kill me. But this time, she was holding the hatchet the right way. It wouldn't just crack my forehead. It would split my entire head open. You have to fight back, Keiichi. I know that anytime anything ever slightly scary happens at all, you collapse to the ground and, like, ragdoll, but you have to do something. I promise you can do something. Please. Oh god. Rena lifted the hatchet mercilessly. She moved slowly, as if everything was in slow motion. She looked almost divine. Maybe it really was holy. I was praying, after all. Praying? What was I praying for? I was praying for my life. Oh god, Rika. It was so sudden, I couldn't tell what happened. Oh. Rika-chan had jumped onto Rena from behind. I didn't know what kind of weapon Rika-chan used, but Rena started moaning. It clearly hurt. That brought me back to reality. I couldn't just watch them. I had to get the lighter from Rena. Oh god. Sometimes you gotta do this, huh? What is this music? Was this the one they were playing during, like, the water gun fight? It's been a while. Rena knew I was after the lighter. She closed her fingers around it tightly. Rika-chan was grabbing onto the arm Rena was holding the hatchet in. I wanted to tell her to run, but thanks to Rika-chan, I could use both of my hands to get at the lighter. Oh god, like... Sometimes you gotta do this. You gotta attack your friends. The lighter flew out of Rena's hand. It hit the hallway wall and dropped down to the floor. What do we do with it? Like, we can't even do it. You have to throw it out the window or something. I don't know. At the same moment, I picked it up. At the same moment I did, Rena managed to shake off Rika-chan. There's our chance. I turned in Sadako's direction. Oh. We have, like, 1 minute. Like, I heard Sadako screaming from the classroom. Sadako had figured out where Rena hid the time bomb. I wanted to catch Rena, but I didn't have time for that. I had to do something about the time bomb instead. Oh. So much resolve. Rika-chan had spread her arms, blocking Rena's path forward.
バカなことはやめて逃げろ。
圭一、これは初めてではないのですよ。
Oh.
覚えていないのですか？前の時、僕にあとわずかの頑張りがあれば、
Oh, right,
圭
right.
一は間に合ったのです。
I assume she's talking about chapter 5, right? And, yeah. Huh. So these are... I've kind of always assumed that. It's here. Do I really want to derail this whole this whole thing with... No, let's just keep going.
今度こそ間に合わせる。
Oh, okay.
だから言ってなのです。
But what about you, Rika? I didn't know what Rika-chan was talking about. But there was one thing I did know. Just like Rena and Mion were ready to give up their lives for their friends, and I was willing to give up mine. Rika-chan was prepared for that too. Therefore, telling Rika-chan to run was like telling her she wasn't my friend. And so, I would depend on my friend, Rika-chan.
すまん、リカちゃん。
God.
圭一さん、もう時間が。
Oh, it's literally... Leaving it to Rika-chan, I dashed for the classroom. As soon as Rika heard Keiichi's footsteps reach the classroom door, she sighed in relief. Oh, as she did, Rena's black shadow came ever closer.
すごいよ、すごいよ。これは部活じゃないんだよ。
Right.
リカちゃんは殺されちゃうよ。怒ったレナにきっと
God.
殺されちゃう。へえ、私が怖くないんだ。リカちゃんすごいよ。
Yeah. Rika grabbed a mop as she ran from the storage closet. She picked it up and held it upside down like a spear. Oh god. Rika's stance told Rena that she was ready to fight. Rika didn't look like a little girl anymore. She looked so brave. That Rena was even startled by it. Oh, I loved that. Oh, she's still fighting. She, like, that's the whole thing. That's, like, what Rika has had to learn from this chapter and all these events and everything, is to not give up, right? Like, that's the most important thing. She has to channel that energy she had back, like, in chapter 4. Remember what her goal is, right?
すごいね。殺されるのが怖くないんだ。
Oh. Rika smiled cynically. Rika usually never smiled this way.
この私が死を恐れる
Oh, experienced it so many times, right? Yeah. Okay.
今さら何を恐れるというのか。
Several hundred deaths. Okay, that makes sense to me. Because when she said earlier that she had been, like, alive for 100 years or whatever, obviously if she's experienced several hundred deaths, then no, she's been alive a lot longer than 100 years. So, okay, that makes sense, yeah. Because I was thinking, like, 100 years, in terms of the weird timeline shit that she's experiencing, is kind of like nothing. Like, that's kind of only, like, 9 or 10, like, loops, right? Like, I guess they're not even, like, loops, really. They're different timelines, right? So yeah, several hundred sounds about right for, like, the way she acts about everything, to me.
君、リカちゃんじゃないね。あの夜に出会ったリカちゃんもどきの方だね。
And yet that is still Rika-chan.
正体を表したな、宇宙人め。
I wonder if Rika... Like, I guess just to wildly theorize for just a moment, does Rika even know what's going on? Like, does Rika have any clue why any of this is happening, or why she's experiencing any of this, right? Or is it just, like, a mystery to her as well? Like, why she's going through all of this? I don't know. Oh, that face. Right. God.
ああ、その小バカにしたところは間違いなくリカちゃんだね。そう。お社様は宇宙人だった。
Right.
フルデ家はその末裔で宇宙人の直系の一族だもんね。
Of course, naturally, Oshiro-sama is an alien, obviously, of course.
脳みそを叩き割って中の寄生虫を引きずり出してやるからね。
God. Thank you, Rena. Thank you. Rena raised her hatchet and charged at Rika with a scream. God, Rena looked like a beast charging towards its prey. Come on, Rika. Oh, let's go. She's so cool. Rika took a step backwards and lowered her body, preparing to counterattack. She did that with no hesitation. Oh, God. 1 minute.
遊んであげるわ。おいで。
Huh.
ナタ女。
She's so cool. I think she's taken some of Oishi's like judo lessons in some of her timelines, huh?
すべてのヒントと答えはもう朝の時にあ
Hey,
りました。
Sadako, just tell me, like,
落ち着け佐藤。俺に分かるように話せ。
is it literally?
つまりどういうことなんだ。
It's simple if you just remember. Come on, it's quite obvious when you do. Tell me.
今日は臭い。
Sure.
窓閉めて。
Right.
バカ。窓を閉めたらもっと暑く
But
な
it
るんだよ。
can't just be outside, right? Or maybe it could be. We'd all been smelling gasoline coming from outdoors. There were no forestry service people in the office, so they weren't doing any work today. The smell wasn't coming from anything they were doing. In other words, there was the smell of Rena's gasoline. Rena hid the gasoline near the classroom. She had it in a plastic container. You can't smell gasoline that's in a plastic container. So in other words, she had more gasoline ready than just in the container she used to spread it around the classroom. Where is the smell coming from? Was it coming from outside? Vaporized gasoline is heavier than air. It sinks. There was another hint other than that. Oh, like on the roof, maybe, right? But even then, it's like if it's on the roof, right? So it's like sinking down, you can smell it through like the window. 1, how the hell did she get it up there? 2, would people not be able to see it? Like the cops on the street? I mean, I guess if it's on the other side. I guess I don't know how this classroom like is like structured or whatever, but I don't know. We'll see.
王女、お前がまた隠したんだろ
Ooh.
誰がそんなものを隠しますの？どうせ隠すならもう少し気の利いたものを隠しましたよ。
Right. Kids who love to play with their ball never lose it. It should have been in the same place it always was. But it was gone. So that must mean that Rena used it for something. The gasoline was coming from above. A ball was missing, so maybe it was stuffed somewhere. Ooh.
レナさんは雨どいの出口をボールで詰めて
Okay.
雨どいにガソリンを注いだんですの。
Right.
どこから？ 2階の屋根の上からですのよ。
Okay. I get it. That makes sense. Okay. The drain canal extended along the roof of the second floor and then came straight down to the ground. If it was plugged and filled with gasoline, it was like a huge Molotov cocktail that extended from the ground to the floor of the second floor. That is insane. Furthermore, the drain canal ran by the classroom windows. Right. Okay. Yeah. If the canal exploded, the classroom would explode too.
じゃあつまり次元発火装置は。
2階の窓から延長コードか何かで引っ張って屋根の上ですわ。
Right. Could we climb up there? I picked up a pair of scissors and cut Sadako's boss. Yeah, no point in that
どう
anymore.
やって縄跳びを解いたんだ。
That's a good question.
あるございましたわね。私は溶けるほど痩せてなくて。
Oh, she was just able to, like, slip out? Sure. I rubbed Sadako's head.
みんなを頼む。俺は屋上へ行く。
As I jumped out of the classroom, Sadako stopped me.
ケイチさん、これを。
なんだよ。まだ何かあるのか。
Something silver sailed through the air. I caught it. It was a metal bat. Oh, God. Satoshi returns, right?
ニーニーのですのよ。
Yeah, God.
後でちゃんと返してもらうでございますからね。
ああ。すまん佐藤。
The metal bat fit right in my palm. I didn't even feel its weight. It really eased my mind. The name Satoshi was written on the handle. This was the bat that belonged to Sadako's brother, Satoshi. He was the victim of last year's tragedy. The one that kind of started a lot of this too, with like Rena's feelings about how they all failed him, right? You and I, we're the same. I won't let another tragedy take place. I'll treat this as a gift from you, who was waiting in the wings. Let's rip apart the script of this demonic tragedy together. Let's go, Satoshi. As I tried to run up the stairs, I heard a loud noise coming from the hallway by the teacher's office. I saw Rika-chan rolling on the floor. Damn, Rika-chan, you held out as long as you could. Oh, at least she's not dead.
身体年齢があと5つもあれば。
Ooh. Has she ever experienced that? Does she ever live, like, past this age?
さあ、
Oh, that
次はケイ
face.
チくんだよ。
Right.
やべえ。とにかく上だ。今は屋根の上。
God, this is crazy.
よく気づいたね。よく気づいたね。
Sadako understanding you.
でもさせるもんか。
Rena's face looked unbelievably scary. She was ready to rip me apart if she caught me. In that case, just try me. I jumped up the stairs, skipping every other step. I turned on the bug in my pocket. I didn't have time to put in the earphones. As Rena flew up the stairs, her foot got caught in a jump rope. She tripped, and then 3 buckets fell on her head. Right. The result of Sadako's trap. God. Oh, her voice. Sadako leaned against the wall and waved her index finger in a mocking gesture. Oh, maybe she'll chase Sadako. It'll give Keiichi some time, huh? Like a Pokemon reference or something? Like acting like 300 million light years is a measure of time rather than distance. It's, yeah, right? God. The tone of this scene is very, it's really all over the place, you know? Like, I'm really going back and forth between, I don't know. Smash. The 4th bucket hit Sadako on the head. Okay, like, Sadako, come on. I continued up to the rooftop. Rena ignored Sadako and ran after me. Oh god. Oh god. How long do we have? How much time do we possibly have? Oishi grabbed a pair of binoculars from Kumagai and looked at the rain gutter on the rooftop. There was something like an alarm clock sitting there. The cord from the clock was extending onto the 2nd floor window. It was so obvious, but they didn't even notice it until just then. Like, how? God damn it, Oishi. Sadako was working hard to remove her classmates' restraints. But she couldn't do anything about the bike lock on Mion's neck. Oh, god, yeah. Oh, Mion. Right. Sadako reached for the back of her collar and produced a bent hairpin. Sadako opened the window, climbed onto the windowsill, and faced the bike lock that was restraining Mion. Oh, God, Mion. I love Mion so much. Like... Oh, this is like so awful though. Just this whole situation. Like, oh god, all of these poor kids. Scott Sadako's so cool. Let's go. The binoculars were trained in the classroom. All the curtains were open, as well as all the windows. The children, in turn, were all running out into the schoolyard. Okay, oh my god, thank god. Like, thank god. Okay, like that's, that alone is, not all of them are gonna die. We're fine. Okay. What the hell do we do about Rena, though, right? Like, that's kind of the, we gotta save her. I don't know. Oishi pushed Utaka aside, then grabbed his radio and yelled into it. Oh, god. Right, yeah. Oh, shut up, Utaka. Utaka tried to grab the radio from Oishi, but Kumagai stepped in. There was a dull noise. Utaka crumbled to the floor, convulsing. Deserved, I don't know. Sure. It happens in the best of us. Yeah, like, don't even go in there at all. Oh, god. Oh. Oh, Mion. Oh, I see. What did Rena do to it? Oh, right. Yeah, like sparks, sure. Okay.
電源室確保失敗時はどうするつもりだったんです？
それに失敗しないための特殊部隊だ。
That's not much of an answer.
あれだから坊ちゃん
Yeah, like
あとは時計のコンセントを抑えるしかないか。
oh, it's all on Keiichi. It is all on Keiichi. Oh, please don't snipe Rina.
おいさん、前原くんです。
スピーカーを貸せ。前原さん。
Oh God.
2階の奥の部屋。
I shook my head repeatedly. I couldn't do that. Rena was coming after me, so I couldn't head that way. What else could I do? The only way to go up to the roof of the second floor was to get the clock from there.
前原さん。そのまま2階の屋根に上がって。
Oh.
誘導します。
Oishi-san was telling me to go further up. Sadako only told me that it was on the rooftop of the second floor, and she didn't tell me where exactly. She only said it was in the drain canal, but maybe Oishi found it with his binoculars. I put my foot on the railing of the veranda and ran up to the rooftop. I had never felt so light. I felt like I could lift myself with just 2 or 3 fingers. I mean, it's the fucking adrenaline, right? Like, it's gotta be crazy.
そのまままっすぐ走って雨どいの一番奥。時間がない。あと
30 seconds! 30 seconds! Oh god! What are we talking about? 30 seconds would be plenty of time. I could get there in half that. Over there. Was that it? It was. Oh, no, please, please no. Oh, right, it might ignite the fumes, yeah.
実弾ですよね。実は狙撃銃タイプの催涙ガス銃とかそういうことだったりしません？そういうのは軍隊で使ってくださいよ。
I guess.
日本の警察には必要ないですね。前原さん、追ってきてます。急いで。
Oh.
追い詰められる。
Oh god, what a horrifying sentence to hear. How many more seconds did I have? Ah, who cares? Whoa. I slid down the roof and grabbed the kitchen timer that was sitting on the drain pipe, which was filled with gasoline. There was a cord with a copper wire attached to it. This was supposed to create sparks and start an explosion. Oh god, be careful. The hands on the clock kept moving, with the second hand trying to reach the minute hand. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I threw it to the ground. Oh my god. A moment later, I heard the noise of something breaking. Oh, did I do it? Oh. Okay, okay. What do we do, though, about Rina? Oh. Man. Oh, God, right? Like... Assuming that that's the only one, right? Like, just saying, if Ren is paranoid and being like this, I would not put it past her to have set, like, a bomb to go off every 5 minutes in case one of them fails, or in case what, you know? Like, there's so many... I don't know. Right, right. Not only policemen, but the children who were on their way to ambulances raised their voices and cheered. Oh, God. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe, right? Yeah, true. Oh, probably not. Okay. Sure. Oh, God. Oh, well, that's what Rena wants, so. But it didn't sound like I had enough time to be looking for it. I noticed the white hand at the edge of the roof, followed by Rena's head. Oh, God. Rena slowly crawled up to the rooftop. I waited for her there.
こんなところに隠したのを見つけるとはね。
Didn't believe in him, huh?
これで全て失敗か。
It would have all been for nothing anyway, girl. Like, Rena scratched at her throat. Oh, the band-aids peeled off and her throat started to
ゲーム
bleed.
セットだな、レナ。
God, poor girl. We were confronting each other on the rooftop of the second floor. This wasn't a club activity, but a real battle. Rena was glaring at me with hatred at first. But maybe because she had already given up, she started smiling wickedly. I heard the chorus of the Higurashi in the background, as if to cool us down from the heat of battle. I didn't think we needed their service yet, though.
そうだね。すごろくだったらここはゴールで、ケイイチくんの上がりだね。でも、これはゲームじゃない。
Right? Not gonna give up that easily.
だからここはゴールじゃなくて、
Ooh.
行き止まりって言うんだよ。
A dead end. That certainly is another way to look at it, right? The end of a game board. The end of a game in general. Kind of is a dead end, huh?
ち、負けを認めないやつだな。レナはつくづく強いやつだよ。絶対へこたれない。くじけない。最後まで戦う。そして、最後まで信じるんだ。
Right.
こんな時に褒められても、ちっとも嬉しくないね。
Not after you betrayed
ケイ
her.
イチくんは、私が最後の命をかけての計画をぶち壊しにした。人類を宇宙人から守ろうと必死に戦ってたのに。
Rena.
それをぶち壊しちゃった。
There aren't any aliens. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? There aren't any aliens, alright?
これで人類が滅んじゃったら、ケイイチくんのせいで滅んだって歴史に残っちゃうんだよ。
It wouldn't be. There wouldn't really be any history anymore if humans went extinct. I guess in the alien history, like in the alien history books, they'd like make fun of Keiichi for being the one who let them win. Like, I guess. Sure. I didn't mean to laugh, but I couldn't help it. My name would be written down in the history books of the aliens as the one who destroyed the human species. Exactly. Somehow that sounded kinda cool.
レナ。
God.
お前が何と言おうと、このゲームは俺の勝ちだ。すでに俺が勝ってるのに、レナが負けを認めないだけだ。
そうだね。そうなのかもしれないね。
And yet she can't give up, even if she's lost,
で
right?
も、そういうものかもしれないよな。ゲームってのは、勝者が決まって終わるもんじゃない。
Sure.
敗者が決まって終わるもんなんだ。って
Ooh.
ことは、俺が勝つだけじゃダメってことだ。
へえ、それはどういう意味なのかな。
I tapped my shoulder with the metal bat, gesturing for Rena to come at me.
レナに、きっちり
Oh
負けたってこと
god.
を
Oh
叩き込ん
no.
でやろうってことだよ。
Oh god. I won't run or hide. Do you know why? According to the rules of our club, we don't run from our enemies.
ここで
God,
白
what?
黒をつけてやるぜ。
Like, night when the invisible scares you, right?
レナがもう負けてるってことよ。
No, I think this is the one that they played during the water gun stuff, right? I don't know.
言ってやるぜ。寄生虫に宇宙人？バカじゃねえのか。
Okay.
そんなの今時誰が信じるんだ
I mean, no, I like it, right? He has to prove her wrong, right? He has to, like, that's what really matters here. He can, you know, I don't know how he's gonna do that, but that's like the actual important thing here, right? So, what could he possibly do? It's by beating her up with a bat. I don't think that's gonna do anything, but
鼻で笑っちまうで。
we'll see.
最初から信じてなかったくせに、信じてたふりをして、レナを騙してたな。許せない。許せない。
レナが信じてるのは勝手だぜ。だが俺はそんなうさんくせえの信じねえからな。同じ信じるなら徳川の埋蔵金の方が楽しそうだぜ。
Is right.
それでも信じさせたいってんなら、俺たち部活メンバーには簡単な信じさせ方がある
There's
じゃ
gotta
ね
be
え
a
かよ。
loser, right? Oh, look at that.
勝った方が正義ってことだね。
I see.
そういうことさ。
Rena and I grinned at each other, and as we went around in circles on the rooftop, we both checked the distance between us. Obviously.
俺をぶちのめせたなら、
Okay,
俺の宇宙
okay.
人の話を信じてやろうじゃ
There
ね
we
えか。
go, sure.
朝晩 UFO を呼ぶ怪しげな踊りをして牛小屋にキャトルミューティレーションに行ってやる。
Of course.
だがなレナ、俺にグーの音が出ないくらい
Oh,
ぶちのめされ
God.
たら
I love the resolve. I love the yeah, it's great.
それを取り決める必要はないかな圭一君なんかに私が負けるはずないもん
Of course. Rena came at me with a heavy strike. Oh, God. Oh, man, we're, like, literally having a fight to the death right now. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? I caught it easily with the metal bat. It looked like there were some sparks. This was finally getting interesting. I don't like sparks right now. We gotta be careful. God, imagine how this looks to, like, all the cops, like, watching, like, Oishi down there, like... Ooh, right. How much he has learned. His ultimate power.
へえ、それは何かな
Oh, God. Rena, your hatchet can be a powerful weapon, but my metal bat is as powerful as your hatchet. Sure, it doesn't have a blade, but it reaches further, and it's easy to handle. I mean, in a fight like this, I'd kind of assume the bat might have an advantage, because I feel like it'd be a lot easier to just, like, completely mess up her hatchet and, like, bend it and stuff with the bat than the hatchet could, like, mess up the bat, you know? I mean, this is ridiculous, but I won't be going for a defensive battle. I'm going to fight you face to face, and I'm going to defeat you. I'm sure I'm stronger than you physically, but you're better at drawing out your true potential, Rena. Ooh. In other words, we're equally matched. This is great. I don't need to hold back at all. He will be your friend. God. Ooh, right. Which, like, what will you do? Like, I tell her to calm down and, like, have a long, meaningful talk with her? I guess. Sure. Oh, that laugh. Maybe you should. You know what? Count your chickens before they hatch is better than assuming all your chickens are gonna be dead. Like, come on. Oh. I see, and this is the most important reward ever, right? God, this is so silly. Keiichi, why would you say this? Right. Like, chapter 1 throwback. I'm sure. Like, actually what I like about this is how unfazed he is by everything that happened, like, last time, with, like, his long, emotional talk with her and how she rejected all of it completely, and everything. How he's still, like, no matter what, she can't make him not view her as his friend, right? It's impossible, right? It can't be broken like that. Right. Like... Very. Okay, I mean, as long as we'll be alive, you know what? That's a concession right there. Rena saying that she'll win and then make Keiichi her servant. You know what? That is, at least that means you aren't gonna, like, kill yourself, Rena. So it sounds good. That sounds awesome. That'd be a good ending too. Ah ha ha ha. We both laughed like crazy people as we struck at each other. It was strange how much fun it was becoming. God. I'm terrified, though. Rena and I were trying to kill each other, and yet it was a blast. Sparks were flying. We could get seriously injured. If we fell off the rooftop, we'd break our bones. Yet this was so much fun. Man. I had been mourning and crying all day today, while Rena terrified me. How did it all turn into this? Sure. I mean, you've been serious many times, but...
肉だね。レナはエレガントで上品なのが大好きなの。そういうヘラヘラしたのはケイイチくんが一人でお楽しみ遊ばせ。
Rena's next strike came at a strange angle, but I managed to deflect it. God, this is so, like... What are we doing?
ようやく体が温まってきたところだよ。
It's great. Finally, just what we needed.
こんなのウォーミングアップでしょ？
はあ？バカなりゃしねえよ。こんなのお散歩程度だな。
Of course, of course.
汗だくだぜ。
お前は汗の代わりに血を垂らせばいいや。
God, it's like it's so... man.
前原さん、飛び降りて。
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is going on, right? Like, how this must look to them. Jesus Christ.
血が上っちゃってるようで、声が聞こえてないみたいです。おいさん。
ごめん。何？
何をぼーっとしてるんですか？
He's engrossed in the battle, clearly.
する方法を考えないと。
We should couldn't figure out why he was distracted, considering the seriousness of the situation. He was engrossed in watching the two of them fight, with the sunset behind them. Oh, sounds so picturesque, you know? Oh, wow. But at least he wasn't the only one. Everyone watching was captivated by their battle on the rooftop. Oh, God. It's so, like, despite how ridiculous the situation seems, it is so, like, symbolic of, I don't know, just the whole chapter and everything, right? Like, it's, yeah, like, At that moment, a sudden loud voice broke the silence. Let's go. The students who were about to climb onto the ambulance were cheering him on. Mion was being loaded up onto a stretcher with bandages around her head. Oh, poor girl. But even she sat up, captivated she was by Runa and Keiichi's duel. Our once happy days were supposed to have shattered due to a series of misunderstandings. They were supposed to be irretrievable. But, why? Why did I feel this way? This was such a close game, but it wouldn't be fun to stay in a stalemate forever. Oh... Rena and I kicked at each other with perfect timing and increased the distance between us. Like, God, it's so anime. Like, I just want us to cut back to Rena and her to not have the crazy eyes anymore, you know? Oh, no words from her, huh? Okay. Ooh. That's what she's always gotta have fun, right? Oops. Right, Oh. It's like the way she is taking it so seriously, and Keiichi is acting like this. It feels so... Like, it's kind of like what I was saying about how, like, no matter what, he's going to view her as his friend forever. Like, yeah. It's no kidding. Oh, the moon behind her? God. It's very, right? Literally. It was such a fantastical scene. The two people were fighting on the rooftop of the school building, with the moon behind them. It was almost unbelievable. All the policemen and children looked at that mysterious and fantastical scene from a distance, completely entranced. Everyone was thinking the same thing, but nobody said anything. Why does it look like they're having fun? Oh, God. There's something that feels very, like, impactful about that idea. Like, them having fun while this is happening. It's just hard. I don't know, it's hard for me to put it into words, I guess. Ooh, really?
どうも俺は静かに夕涼みってのがダメでさ。月が出るとはしゃがずにはいられなくなっちまうんだよ。
Sure, he's a werewolf. All us club members went crazy on the night of Watanagashi. The mayor scolded us by the end of it, but we laughed at each other and promised to do the same thing again next year. That's what we're doing. Come on. Maybe everyone can just be crazy alongside Rena, right? Come on.
仲間と命のやり取りをしてて、そいつが面白いと感じちゃうようじゃ。こいつがそうさ、ルナティックってやつだ。
Some people say the moon has the power to arouse passions in people. Maybe that's true, and maybe it's not. One thing that's for sure is that even if it were a new moon tonight, we would still feel the same way. Ooh. As our surroundings got darker, the sparks we'd create with each hit started to look like fireflies. Ah. Hey now, isn't there gasoline in the drain pipe right nearby? Yeah. Ahaha, who cares? If an explosion happens, it happens. Ooh, getting tired, maybe? Right. I hope this ends with both of them just collapsing in exhaustion next to each other. Right. Thank you. How manly of you, Keiichi. Ooh. We flew, we danced. Oh, we struck, we laughed. We stepped back once in a while to catch our breath, and then charged at each other and let the sparks fly. We aimed at each other as we went around in circles on the rooftop of the school, our special stage. Rena and I were all sweaty. But we weren't exhausted yet. The beads of sweat rolling down my body just tickled me. We exchanged furious blows, one after the other. Neither of us was at an advantage or a disadvantage. Neither of us exulted in victory or raged in defeat. The battle with Rena in itself was fun. Oh, it was like a dance. A dance I couldn't dance by myself. It was a dance I could only dance with someone with whom I was equally matched. Sure, right? Yeah, this is just like the water gun. Yeah. I guess this is it, right? This is the tiebreaker, right? Oh, there we go. As we thought that way on the rooftop, our classmates then below must have thought the same. Oh, it's getting darker and darker. Our fight was so pure and passionate that everyone thought the same thing. We want to join them. Oh god, no you don't. Very, because your lives are on the line. Sure. We both were breathing hard, waiting for the right timing to take a step forward. In the midst of that, we grinned at each other. Oh.
あえてもう一度言うぜ。
Okay.
じゃあレナもあの時と同じセリフで返そうかな。
We both smiled wickedly in the same moment.
や
Ah,
り合うのが楽しくてならねえぜ。決着がつくことすら興ざめするくらいにな。
huh.
負けても恨まないでね。
ああ、恨まない。この勝負を終わらせた自分の不甲斐なさを恨んでやるぜ。
God, but it's so...
そいつを恨むのはどうやらレナの方になりそうだな。
I feel like this can't have a good ending, though. I don't know. I don't know.
ケイチ君、足が藁だよ。
くそったれー。あーれ
Oh. Everyone was captivated by our fight. They were swept up in our fight. We both had weapons. Weapons deadly enough to seriously hurt one another. But we were both perfectly matched, and neither of us had hit the other yet. Which is, like, insane. Like, why did they look so happy? This was just ridiculous. All the people below were just watching the fight on the rooftop, with the beautiful moon as a backdrop. Not even the police could stop them. This was impossible. This battle was absurd, and absolutely impossible. That's the whole chapter, right? That's what everything the whole time has been, like, since the halfway point, right? Like, come on.
ケイチさん、なるべく屋根の中央を維持するんですのよ。わずかの高みを生かすん
God,
ですわ。
I gotta get a drink. Sadako and some of her classmates cheered Keiichi on, but there were some who were cheering for Rena too. Oh god, don't do that. To them, this was no longer a fight to the death. It was just the second round of their water gun battle. Maybe that's how we can play it all off, huh? A club activity is a club activity, and a game is a game. This was just the second round, so nobody would die. Oh. But it's not though, right? Like, it's such a... I like that idea, but it's not like we can avoid the repercussions of everything that happened here. Even though they had real weapons, nobody thought they would get hurt. Rika wasn't cheering. She was just looking up at the rooftop. Think she'd ever seen anything like this? No, okay. Oh. Rika thought to herself. She thought Keiichi could win. Not just against Rena. Rika thought Keiichi could even destroy the walls of the maze of tragedies that had no exit. God, what a way to put it, but that's probably how she thinks of it. Yeah. We need Keiichi and Akasaka just team up, and surely they can do it. Well, they probably can't shoot when they're, you know, it would risk hitting Keiichi. As Utaka yelled into the radio, Mion screamed for him to stop. And also, yeah, like, we don't want them to kill Rena, obviously. Oh.
違うとはどういう意味かね。見たまえ。現に狂気を振りかざしているじゃないか。明らかな殺意だ。
Okay. A crazy thing to say, and maybe this is absurd, right? But it's almost like this battle between them where they are, like, trying to kill each other and hurt each other and stuff, right? That to me is kind of representative of the things that Renar is, like, unable to accept. Like, the fact that relationships with other people and friendships and all of that, the things that she was thinking of as, like, a betrayal from Keiichi and all of that stuff. That is a part of friendship, of connection with another person, is, like, being able to hurt them and being hurt by them, and sometimes that not being like a betrayal, right? Like, obviously the situation is so ridiculous, they're swinging weapons at each other and stuff, but symbolically it feels like that to me, you know?
射殺しないと人質が危ないのだよ。
God, Mion, I love you so much. Like, after everything that Rena did to her, like, of course she hasn't given up on her, obviously, right? But... Oh, it's true.
どうして私をなのかね。
Because you killed Rena.
あの二人は殺し合いをしてるんじゃない。ただ打ち合って、
Oh.
今のを飛ばして遊んでるだけなんだよ。
Sure.
見てわかるでしょ。そしてケイちゃんも語りかけてる。
Sparks. What are sparks? Like, what does that mean?
自分がレナと対等なことを。対等というのは一番信頼できるということ。ケ
Okay.
イちゃんはレナの目を覚ませる。
Oh.
いや、もう覚ましつつあるんだよ。レナの悪い夢はもう終わりつつあるんだ。
Right.
ケイチ君はやっぱり最高だよ。
Hmm.
君だけは殺したくない。君がいない世界はさぞや退屈だろうと思うよ。
It really would be, right? You need other people.
なんだか照れるお言葉痛み入るぜ。
Oh.
んでどうするんだ。宇宙人の侵略があって
Sure.
大変じゃねえのかよ。
Oh, look at her. God. What will her answer be? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
なんだかどうでもいいような気がしてくるよ。
maybe those things also represent that in a way. Oops. Maybe, like, her, the whole alien parasite thing, too. Maybe she can just learn to deal with that and cope with it, as long as she has friends and she has other people, right? Because again, it's like, she decided to tackle all this alone and push everyone out of her life, and that's, like, the problem in all of this, right? So, if she accepts Keiichi, if she accepts her friends again, then who cares about some aliens and parasites? We'll be fine, right? Like, yeah, no, it makes complete sense to me,
いつ
thematically.
でも好きな時に滅べばいいし、御三家の陰謀なんて知ったことか。
ああそうさ。
There we
た
go.
とえ明日隕石
Right,
がぶつかって
yeah. Or a
地球が
volcano.
砕けるとしたって
Or a volcano erupts or whatever. You've gotta make the most of every day.
今この瞬間より楽しいことなんて他にあるもんか。
There we go.
チェ、
あ
それにお前毒を盛られてて今夜で死んじまうんじゃねえのかよ。
Right, yeah, what happened to that? It's so late now. It's been so long. Think about how you
目の
feel.
短いやつがピンピンしやがって。
Right. Oh, God. I love that.
そうだったね。すっかり忘れてたよ。
Don't feel like that now, though,
な
huh?
んだよ。
Sorry, I keep
自
skipping
分で
lines.
作った設定だろ。忘れるんじゃねえや。ほれ、たまには首をボリボリかきやがれ。
Mm-hmm.
分かってるよ。もう痒くなんかねえんだろ。
Oh.
そりゃそうさ。首を引っかくより。
Hey, true.
私たちはもっと楽しいことをしているんだもの。
I wished it would never end, but my body was screaming. I was breathing hard and felt dizzy from lack of oxygen. My upper body felt as light as a piece of paper, as if even a slight breeze could take me away. It really had been a blast, but I needed to end it soon. I felt the same sadness as in that water gun fight. Back then, it had been declared a draw.
今回はどうなるだろうね。
さてな。
Oh, it's gotta be a draw again, right?
一つ言えることがある。最高に楽しかったぜ。
Oh. I jumped backwards and slammed the roof with my bat. The sound was as intense as a huge drum, and the noise woke up the people who were captivated by our fight. The silence returned, and the chorus of Higurashi filled the air.
じゃあ、一度間合いを開こうじゃねえか。
Okay, please.
そうだね。次の一撃で今度こそ決着をつけよう。
Ooh. We started to move slowly and increase the distance between us. Everyone realized it. This fight was ending very soon.
じゃあ、最後の最後だ。
How would we end this, right? I was thinking like Keiichi should do the same thing that she did for him in chapter 1. Just like hold his arms open to her and see if she really does want to kill him, right? Oh, what is this track? Fabricated Dream. Ooh.
もう一回確認するぜ。
Ah.
なんだっけ。
おいおい、この戦いはお互いかけてるものがあったろうが。お前、そのために戦ってたんじゃなかった
How
の
do
かよ。
how do we come back from all this, you know?
そうだったっけ。ごめん、忘れちゃってた。
She forgot, huh?
ち、仕方ねえやつだな。確認するぜ。まずは俺が勝った場合だ。俺の専属メイドになって、ご奉仕三昧の前にした。
Right. Right.
人前では、これが私のご主人様ですって、ちゃんと紹介するんだぞ。
可愛い服じゃないと嫌だよ。
Ooh.
そこは任せろ。監督の完全監修のもと、古式ゆかしいオールドスタイルから、ちょ
Right,
っとド
right.
キドキな改造メイド服まで、いろいろと取り揃える。もちろん、特注でレナにぴったりとフィットするサイズなんだ。すごいだろ。
すごいすごい。負ける気はさらさら
Oh,
ないけ
this
ど、
music.
なんだか楽しそう。
次は、レナが勝った場合だ。
I paused for a moment.
レナが勝ったなら、俺はレナの話を信じる。
Ah, but Rena was happy until just a moment ago, but that expression was suddenly wiped from her face.
宇宙人が地球侵略に来ていて、俺たちの頭の中には
Gotta feel so
寄生虫が入
silly
ってる。
now, surely, right? In the face of all
そ
that?
してそれを園崎家が暗躍してて秘密研究をしてて、世界は明日から宇宙人に支配されるって話を信じてやる。あとお前は毒で今夜死んじまうんだよな。最後はちゃんと見とってやるから安心しろ。
なんだか私が勝っても
It's
つまん
no,
ないね。
not at all, right? Like it's so in the it flies in the face of like the whole way she wants to view the world, like that idea of fighting for your happiness and stuff, right? Which
ケイチ君が勝った方のご褒美の方が楽しそうだよ。
yeah.
仕方ねえだろ。お前そういう話だから、わざわざ学校を乗っ取ったんじゃなかったのかよ。
Making her have to turn back on all of that, right? Rather than fighting against it yourself, what she would view as like a betrayal, right? Like I guess that's the important thing. That's the only way you can really like change like that, I guess. That's the only hope she has.
そうだったんだっけね。ごめん、忘れそうになってたよ。
Rena smiled sadly for a moment, but soon that expression was wiped off her face too.
俺は何しろレナのメイドさんがかかってるんだからよ。意地でも勝ちに行くぜ。
ブーブー。レナが勝っても面白くないよ。
なんだよ。じゃあ、
Oh.
今から帰るか？
Yeah.
レナが勝ったらどうするよ。
Finally, Rena smiled happily again. Oh, God. Thank you. The breeze dried our sweat. It was a good feeling. We no longer went crazy, even with the moon out. We could finally enjoy the coolness of the evening. It would be so nice if we could just lie down on our backs and gaze at the moon. Still smiling a little, Rena spoke.
私もケイチ君と同じご褒美がいいな。
God.
なんだよそれ。俺がメイドかよ。どぎついな。
Keiichi, come on, you're used to cross-dressing,
別に
right?
メイドさんじゃなくていいよ。でも
Oh.
他は同じ。朝は私におはようって言って、夜は私におやすみって言ってほしい。いっぱい私に優しくしてほしい。いっぱい私を楽しくさせてほしい。あれ？
Oh.
これじゃ私が勝ってもケイチ君が勝っても私たちずっと一緒なんだよね。
God, Rena. Come on.
一緒ではあるが、待遇にえらい違いがあるけどな。
No, you both get special treatment because you get to be together instead of all of this crazy shit, right? Like that's all we want. That's all we need. That's what everything ever has been working towards. That's all we need in the end, right? Like, come on.
どうしてこんなにも大好きなケイチ君と私はこんなことをしてるんだろう。
Good question.
さーてな。どうして俺たちは屋根の上になんかいるんだ？
I mean, it's like such a sobering thing. It's like such a, you know, there's just so much that can get in the way of just like a connection with anyone like that, and just having like that realization that Rin is having right now. Obviously, it's like very different in real life for most people. Most people would not get to the same point that Rin is at now, but it really, it's the most important thing in the world, right? It's kind of what everything is for like connections with other people. Like that's kind of what it all comes back to, like in my mind. And that's just such a, like, yeah, like why, right? Why does it have to lead to that, you know?
何しに俺たちはここへ登ったんだっけ？
Who knows? Let's just all forget about it, right? Come on, like...
どうしてだったっけ？忘れちゃったよ。
バカと煙は上へ登るってやつだろ。じゃあ俺たちは二人とも大バカだな。
バカ仲間だね。
仲間だな。
Right.
じゃあ、
Oh,
そろそろ行こうじゃないか。せっかくの体がクール。
そうだね。体が冷めちゃわないうちに決着をつけよう。
we readied our weapons and took our stances.
私ね、やっぱりやめないって そう言おうと思った。
Okay. I shook my head
ダメ
slowly.
だ。決着は必要なんだ。
Sure.
じゃないと終わらない。
Ooh.
せっかくの俺とお前の戦いが
Interesting.
終われない。
Yeah.
うやむやじゃダメなんだ。
Have to resolve it.
綺麗に終わらないとダメなんだ。
こんなのおかしい。ひょっとしたらどっちが勝っても負けてもご
Ooh.
褒美がなしになるかもしれない。
Well, is there a reward? Like, you know, that's an interesting idea. Like, what does that mean for there to be a reward?
その時も恨みっこはなしだぜ。だから先に言っとく。
何？
楽しかったぜ。
私もだよ。
レナ、仮に俺たちのどちらかが死のうと、俺たちは絶対にまた会えるから。
Oh, you sure
だ
will.
から。
今度は普通に遊んで、
Oh, God.
普通に笑い合って、
You better.
普通に恋をしよう。
Oh.
絶対に互いを疑わない。互いを絶対に信じ合う。だから絶対に会えるよね。絶対だよね。
It's happened before. You know, we've seen it, right? You guys haven't had problems like this in chapter 2 or 3 or 5 at least, right? Come on. It's more likely than not, surely. Tears appeared in Rena's eyes. I noticed I was about to break down.
じゃあ行くぜ。
They just like weakly swing them at each other and like nothing happens. There was no signal, but we stepped forward at the same time. Oh, our shadows jumped in the moonlight. We were fighting so viciously earlier, but now it was like we were moving very slowly. We must have looked like a shadow play. Everyone was watching the shadows dance. Rena's shadow hit my metal bat violently. As a result, I let go of it. Oh. The metal bat bounced once on the roof, then whirled down to the schoolyard. I had lost my weapon. Here was Rena's chance. Of course, she wouldn't miss it. Oh, God. I was lying flat on the roof, and Rena got on top of me. Rena's knees were holding down my arms. There was no way for me to fight back. Oh, God. The moon was divided in two. Oh, that's such a... like, the two possible, like, paths. The shadow of Rena's hatchet had split the moon right down the middle. This was the end.
やるな。腕が抜けねえや。
Oh.
ねえ、ケイチくん。
Can't even lift them up.
もう決着ついたんだよね。
おいおい、まだそいつを振り下ろすまでは
Oh.
まだつかないぜ。
No way.
嫌だ。
Yeah.
うん？
嫌だよ。嫌だ。
God. Rena's arms were still raised, but tears were pouring from her eyes.
どうしてこんなことになっちゃったんだろう。どこで
Oh,
変になっ
God.
ちゃったんだ
It's
ろ
a
う。
good question. I don't know.
私はみんなを大好きで、みんなを信じていたはずなのに、
Oh.
どこで信じられなくなってしまったんだろう。
Just creeps up on you.
どうしてケイチくんにナタを振り上げているのかわかんない。
Hmm.
どうして私はこんなにも大好きな仲間たちに
Oh.
こんなにも恐ろしい
Yeah.
ことをしてしまったんだろう。
お前
It's like...
そうか。気づいたのか。
It's, of course, right? The thing he couldn't do, I suppose, right? Back in chapter 1. Thanks to him, right? Like... but how could she ever come to terms with her actions and everything, right? How could she ever... I don't even know. Like... Where do we go from here?
この世界で
Oh,
気
yeah.
づけたのかよ。
Not the next world, not the next Rena, but this one.
自分で自分が信じられない
It
よ。
was possible.
こんなにもあんなにも楽しい日々だったのに、
Oh,
どうして私は何の不満もなかったし、何の不安もなかったのに、どうして自分で壊してしまうような真似を。
God.
レナ、お前はやっぱりすげえよ。
Yeah. After I killed you and Mion, I didn't realize I'd done anything wrong, so I left a note and called Oishi-san. And it's like he blamed it all on the supernatural in the end, right? I still believe that someone else was at fault. Until, even after I was dead. I didn't even notice I had sins. How sad it was to kill my friends because of a little misunderstanding, even when they were trying to help me. And how painful it was not to realize it was a sin.
レナはすごいんだよ。仲間を一人も殺さなかった。お前は
Right, she didn't. Yeah, no. No matter... God. No matter how awful all of this was. She didn't kill anyone. She didn't go too far in the end, right? It is truly all stuff she can still make up for, really, right? Like, no one's dead. No one's dead. So, like, there we go, right? Oh. But just... From her perspective, I don't even know. How do you cope with it? Oh. Rena stood up slowly and lowered her hatchet. Oh, yeah.
後で謝っとけ。俺的には当分の間、姉妹の入れ替わりを見抜けて、ちょうどいい傷跡だと思ってるぞ。
Keiichi, don't say that. Literally don't say that. Please.
それに、殺しちゃってるもんね。
Oh.
誰も殺してないだろ。
Well.
誰を殺したよ。
Rena and Teppei.
マミやリナと。
Which... Is all of that even that different, right? Can you, it's like what I was saying. It's like, can you just write them off and say they deserved it? I don't think you should. I don't think you can.
あいつらか。
あの二人を殺すことは正しいことだと思ってた。でも、あの二人を殺した日から。
When it all began, right? Like her distrust in others.
もう世界は狂い始めていったと思う。
Yeah.
だということは、あの二人を殺すのは。
Yeah, it must, right? Like, there's no... I can't say it's acceptable. I can't say that you should have done that, right? There's no way, right? Like, back in Chapter 3, when my chant of kill Teppei, like, sure, right? But, no, that still just can't be the answer. It's still, it can't be, right? I don't know what you do in the face of powerlessness. I don't know, but it can't be that. It can't be that.
正しいかどうかは知らんが、最善手じゃなかったことは確かだな。
最善手って?
Well, can you ever do the best thing? Is there any way to know what the best thing is? No. You have to live your life not knowing, or basically with the knowledge that you're never making the best choice, that you're never making the best decision, because there's no way to know, right? I think Rika's example of like rolling the dice, I don't even think it's like that, because there's infinite choices you could make, and there's no way to even know the outcomes of them, right? Even Rika with her view of the world, because of how many times she's seen all of these things, she still has stuff she's never seen before, right? The red box, blue box tip, like sure, it's like supposed to paint in her mind how much choices and decisions in life don't even matter, how it's all irrelevant, but it's not, right? In this chapter, Rika learned so much and changed so much, and these events impacted her so strongly, and she saw things she's never seen before. Like, and there's no way to know what the best decision to make is, but you have to come to peace with that, right? Rena was driving herself crazy, thinking that she has to fight as hard as she can for her happiness, and it's admirable in a sense, but the problem is it's putting all of the onus on yourself, right? And sure, your own actions are the only thing you can control, right? If you want to be happy and you want your life to end up, the best way it can be, the only actions you have control over are your own to try and affect that outcome, sure, right? But if you look back on your life and you think back to all the decisions you've made and agonize over them, thinking you should have done this, that wasn't the best choice I could have made, like Rena with the divorce and everything, blaming herself for that and how blatantly unfair that is, right? No, you can't do that, right? You can't do that. And I feel like back in Chapter 3, the first time we brought this up from Rena, like the whole talk about the volcano blowing up and everything, I feel like she has the right idea in so much of a way, how you just have to live every day to the best of your ability, and that's all you can do. You can't agonize over it and hate yourself for it, right? And in a sense, sure, what Rena did with Rina and Tepe was terrible. You shouldn't kill people, right? That couldn't have been the best option, but even that isn't something that Rena should let ruin her entire life, right? Like, as horrible of a choice as that was, and everything, right? As terrible as that all was, sure, right? But, yeah. I grabbed on his head and embraced her. Oh, then I told her. Something so simple. It was so simple that anyone could think of it. But Rena didn't do it. I didn't do it either back then. It was so simple. Thank you! Oh, Keiichi, thank you. The goat. Oh, yes. Oh, man. I love that. I love that so much. Aw, beautiful. Like, look at that. That's right. Ah. You just have to trust other people and let them in, and that's it, right? It's hard though. It sounds so easy. It sounds so simple, like what Keiichi was saying, right? He didn't do it either. It's so hard. It's so hard, right? It's so hard. Rena cried in my arms for a while. She cried about the wrong choice she made at the very beginning. The choice couldn't have been hard to see. I'm sure it was something that was within her grasp. How stupid it was to worry about it by herself. She had friends. She had friends whom she trusted. Why did she think she couldn't talk to her friends about it? Ah, it's hard. It's hard. It is. Yeah, everyone has experienced that. Shion. Everyone. Sadako, back in chapter 3. Like Sadako's whole thing about thinking she has to do all of this by herself, it's in the same vein. I mean, Rika too, right? Like... We will trust each other. We will never doubt our friends. We will rely on each other. We will talk to each other and help each other. That's why friends are always happy, and why we can endure anything together. Oh. Ah, the end of everything. What do we do from here? We stood up together, holding hands. The moon was hanging behind us. When I nodded, Rena threw away her hatchet. It disappeared into the darkness below. Then I spoke to the audience in hell, the demons who weren't expecting this ending. I was proclaiming victory. Oh. Right. We did it. We did it. I mean, like, we did it, right? Like, yeah, I mean, sure. Right. Oh. Oh, but what about, you know, Rika? Oh, I guess. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I love that though. I love that so much. That's it? No way. What do you mean? Oh my god. Oh. We did it? What are you talking about? Oh god, what is this music? Oh. Man. Please don't send her to jail. She's like 13 or something. Like, come on, it's fine. Ooh. Suspects scattered around a large quantity of gasoline and held the school hostage for over 7 hours. Right. Oh. We agreed to disarm and surrender, freeing the final hostage. 4 minor injuries. True, Hojo Sadako got hit in the head with a bucket. Oh, God. Oh. It's just so, like, what the hell? Like... Oh, please, Rita. Okay. I mean, surely we could just get, like, psychiatric care or something, and it'll be okay. Oh, no. Don't say that. But of course, I mean, she would want to take responsibility. Oh, what is this track called? Oh, I can't even hit escape. I don't know. Okay. Whatever. Oh. God, what an ending. What a way to end it. Like, what a... just... God. Just what a, like, snap, just that's it, right? Like, so different from, like, Chapter 5, you know? Like... I mean, it's a good ending, right? Like, basically. I mean, we know what's gonna happen with Rena after, but... yeah, like... oh my god. Ooh. But the Higurashi are crying. Oh, God. Okay, okay. Sure, sure. And the staff room. Oh, new tip. The demon script. I see. Should I read that before the staff room thing? Probably. God, I don't even, I'm just, like, speechless. I just don't even know what to say. I'm just like, God. I wonder why I even talk about all of this. Like, let's go read this tip first. Then we're gonna staff room. Then I don't even know. It's called the demon script. So it sounds like to me like it's over. Like, I don't know, right? But, like, what the hell? The demon's script. Right. The car began to rattle as the road turned from asphalt to gravel. The cry of the cicadas seeped through the tightly shut windows. Most people would open their car windows and let the natural air in along with the sound of the cicadas. But people are also spoiled. He'd keep himself cool with the air conditioner and turn to max, then listen to the sounds of nature. He'd rather, yeah. Usually it was the rainy season at this time of year, but this June, the summer had already come without any rain. Just like how the weather was on that day 20 years ago. 20 years ago. Oh, Akasaka. 20 years ago. So, like, what? This is like 1998 or something, right? Because it was 1978 when you see her in Chapter 4, right? Oh, so... yeah. Did it happen, right? The disaster? Oh, Akasaka back again. Oh, it feels weird, dear Akasaka senpai, after he was like he was the junior in all Chapter 4. What do you think he does now, huh? How high up has he gotten in 20 years? Ooh, the other man noticed and waved his hand before anyone in the car could honk the horn. The man was a young fellow on a motorcycle with a big backpack on his shoulders. He looked like he was ready to go camping. Akasaka and his partner stepped out of the car and shook hands with the young man.
小隊長殿、ご無沙汰いたしております。
Group member.
おう、今のとこはどうだ？元気にやってるか？今日は楽にしてくれていいぞ。こちらは俺が大学時代に大変お世話になった赤坂先輩だ。
I see.
どうも、赤坂です。今日はもう一人、大石というものとご一緒するお約束でしたが、
So wait, so
直前に検査入院が入ってし
is
まいま
this
し
20?
て、
I mean, I
同行できませんでした。
making sure I'm not getting the timeline wrong here. This is
この
20
度はお
years.
世話になりますが、
God,
よろしく。
this is 20 years later, right? I'm not like crazy, right? Because like that's, I mean, just like how the weather was on that day 20 years ago. Like again, I'm assuming that's what he means, right? How old would Oishi be at this point? You know.
よろしくお願いします。
さて、赤坂先輩、どこから回りますか？
His name was Mamoru Akasaka. He was a veteran detective from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Yeah. Despite the fact that he was close to his retirement. Oh yeah, okay, it is definitely 20 years later. He hadn't lost his clear instinct and sharp eyes at all. Those eyes showed the confidence he'd built through many risky experiences. Oh, okay. This is like the quarantine's been lifted and stuff. This is like a continuation of the stuff after chapter 4, basically, right? Like, in a sense, I'm not saying it's the same timeline. I'm just saying, like, how they were talking about waiting for the quarantine to be lifted and all of that, right? We're there now, right? And he had a well-built muscular body and a fearless aura. He must have fought against many violent criminals. His connection to Hinamizawa went back almost 30 years, all the way to 1978. Oh, it's been 30 years? How is Oishi still alive? He was in the Public Safety Division in the Metropolitan Police Department. He came to Hinamizawa to investigate the kidnapping case of the grandson of Inukai, the then Minister of Construction. There, he met Oishi and Rika Furude. Ooh. Rika Furude predicted her own death. Akasaka regretted for the rest of his life he couldn't save that little girl from her fate. So yeah, I mean, it's like what I was saying, right? Like how, God, like this is so, like, it's like we did everything. We solved everything, right? But not the stuff with Rika, but not her death and then the disaster that happens afterwards, right? So that's it. That's the last thing we have to do. You know what I mean? Like dealing with everything that happened with Rina and everything, and what that means is very meaningful, obviously. Like that was like the case of this chapter, right? That was like the acute incident, and we didn't all die for once. We did it, right? But we didn't do anything for Rika. We weren't able to save her. You know, nothing we could do. But what does that mean for Rika? Her now knowing that it's possible, right? Her knowing that a conclusion like that could be reached. He saw the news of the great Hinamizawa disaster on TV and met up again with Oishi. They pledged to uncover the mystery of both the cruel fate that fell upon the little girl and the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. Oh. Unfortunately, Hinamizawa was sealed off for a long time. As a result, all Akasaka and Oishi could do for the past 20 years was publish the little information they'd gathered, and ask for their readers to send their tips and clues. Oh, their tips, right. But recently, the seal on Hinamizawa had finally been lifted. However, they couldn't come to Hinamizawa until today due to Akasaka's busy work schedule and Oishi's poor health, yeah. In fact, Oishi was supposed to come with Akasaka, but he was called in for an emergency health checkup. The other two who came along were Akasaka's juniors from university. One worked at the ground SDF, and the other was his subordinate. They were assigned the mission of sealing off Hinamizawa, so they were quite knowledgeable about the village. Akasaka took out a scrapbook from his bag. The corners of the scrapbook were all dented, making it look very old. Akasaka flipped through the pages, thought for a second, and let them know his first destination. Oh, right. Like, okay. What were his theories back then? Like, he was talking about how he thought, like, the weird thing about, like, the linked, like, swamp to, like, another body of water somewhere, and how they could have, like, planted bombs in it or something. Like, all that crazy stuff, right? Yeah.
了解いたしました。それではご案内いたします。
The young man got on his bike and waited for the others to get back to their car. They honked at each other to signal that they were ready, and the young man led the car to the swamp. Heading through the forest, they came to an open area where the ground was covered by concrete. There wasn't even a single drop of water in sight. All the water of the swamp had been replaced by concrete. I see. That's how they prevent it from happening, I guess? But, like, is the gas coming from the swamp? That's just what they thought, right? There were weird inconsistencies. I don't know. That was what a Nagafti swamp looked like.
沼どころか水たまりもないな。
大災害後のだいぶ初期に埋め立てられたと聞いています。
Okay.
自分がここへ着任した時はすでに埋め立てられていました。
Almost like that covers up any possible investigation, you know? Akasaka got out of the car and walked to the center of the concrete-filled swamp. It wasn't a parking lot or a heliport. It was just a huge, empty concrete space right in the middle of the forest.
なるほど。これがネットでよく言う
Right.
UFO の着陸場というやつか。
そんなことを言われてるんですか？
ここの写真がよくミステリー系のサイトに紹介されてるよ。
I see.
ここで政府と宇宙人が交流してたって言うんだ。確かにこんな森の中にポカンとこんなコンクリートの空き地があれば不審に思うよな。
I got it. It's weird they're talking about the internet. That exists now. Like, yeah, true. Volcanic gas erupted from the swamp in June 1983. The deadly mixture of hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide engulfed and destroyed Hinamizawa in a single night. The village was sealed off and the SDF covered the swamp with concrete.
ネットで騒いでる連中にも連中なりの根拠があるらしい。地質学的に言ってガスの発生
Yeah, right? Like it's such a
沼をコンクリートで固めるなんてのは何の意味もないかららしい。
such a weird thing to do.
なるほど。確かに活火山の火口
'Cause
を
like-
コンクリートで埋めたという話は聞かないですね。
The pressure has to go
でもま
somewhere.
あ税金での無駄な工事は我が国の伝統ですから。
I guess. Lately, people who love things like supernatural phenomena and UFOs write on the internet about the Great Hinamizawa disaster. It's well known by now that the cause of the disaster was an eruption of deadly volcanic gas from a magma chamber. Well, I don't know if that fits, though. In 1986, a similar natural disaster occurred at Lake Nyos in Cameroon, Africa. So people easily believed that such a rare natural disaster could occur anywhere on Earth. And that was what happened in Hinamizawa as well. However, a rumor about another possible explanation had begun to fly around on the internet recently. They say that the disaster was a cover-up by the government, and that it was actually a biochemical terrorist attack by aliens. Okay, I believe it potentially being a cover-up by the government, and I believe it potentially being a biochemical terrorist attack. I don't think there's any aliens. I'm the aliens. That is a hard line for me. I am not. There's no aliens. I'm sorry. There can't be. I don't believe you at all. Like that's. I would sooner believe in Oishiro-sama than believe in aliens. That's just not happening. Why had such a rumor begun to spread now? They claim to back up their theory with a secret document known as File Number 34. Someone online named it File Number 34 for descriptive purposes, but the name spread and stuck since then because it sounded like a government conspiracy. People loved it. It's unknown how or from where they obtained these documents, but they posted scans and pictures, which were all ridiculous. Plus, more fake evidence was produced over time, so now even the existence of such documents are in doubt. File number 34 deserves a bit more explanation. However, since it started on the internet, truths and lies are all mixed together, and it has become more like an urban legend. So, this is what is believed to be mostly... This is what is believed to mostly be true. File number 34 was a notebook written by a nurse named Mio Takano, who worked at a local clinic in Hinamizawa. Okay. I am reserving judgment. Let's see what we got. File number 34 is most likely named after her. This woman was a researcher who studied the demon myth of Hinamizawa and tried to solve what it meant. The contents of this notebook state that she prophesied the Great Hinamizawa disaster of 1983. According to her research, a UFO crash-landed in Hinamizawa a long time ago and sunk into Onigachi Swamp. The UFO carried parasitic bacteria from space and began to infect the locals. The infected villagers began to behave extremely violently, so much so that they were fit for the word demon. Mia Takano insisted that this was the explanation for the myth about demons pouring out of the swamp. An alien who survived the crash realized that the Earthlings had gone crazy because of the bacteria he brought in, and decided to show himself to the villagers to help them out. This is how Oishiro-sama was born. The alien was able to cure the villagers with highly advanced technology, but couldn't eradicate the bacteria completely. Since the villagers looked up to the alien as some sort of deity, the alien utilized its status to hand down specific rules to the villagers in order to stabilize the disease. The bacteria took a liking to Hinamizawa's habitat, so when a carrier of the disease left Hinamizawa, their symptoms would re-emerge. Therefore, the alien made it a rule to not leave the village. This leads to the legend of the transcendence of Onigachi. Why does Takano want to do any of this? What is wrong with Takano? Why? What is she doing? What is the point of all of these stories? What is the point of everything? I just don't understand what her motive for any of this would be. You know, why does she kill Tomitake and Rika, assumedly, right? Like in chapter 3, I assume. Why? Why? What are we doing? Why would she want to come up with these crazy, nonsense, ridiculous explanations to make Hinamizawa seem like this insane, fantastical place, you know? I just feel like we know, like, nothing about her. I just feel like I don't know nearly enough about her to be able to say, like, anything. Like, I don't know. The weird practices and miracles that the villagers performed were realized by means of the advanced technology that they received from the alien.
そういうののマニアな人たちはつくづくそういうのが好きですよね。ノストラダムスの大予言だって99年にはあんなに騒いだのに7月が過ぎたら何事もなかったかのようにみんな過ごしてる。
Sure.
民放もあれだけ煽っておいて無責任たらありゃしない。
But why? But Takano actually does know stuff. Like, she knows that's all a bunch of nonsense, right? So why write it all down? Yeah, it's linked to her in some way, right? Like, it must be. God.
このスクラップ帳に書いてある。
そんなまさか。赤坂先輩、それ本当に？
What's it say? As time passed, the bacteria stabilized in human bodies and became harmless. The alien and the bacteria began to fade away from people's minds. However, the alien has lived on for hundreds of years through the protection of the three families. It still lives on as the spirit of a deity in the secret temple of the Furude Shrine. The alien manipulated the bacteria living inside of the villagers and maintained control over them for hundreds of years. The alien wanted to regain its power and started researching how to bring back the lost powers of the bacteria, etc., etc. Things get much stranger from here. People say that the disaster is actually part of the alien's plan to conquer the entire Earth by spreading the reawakened bacteria. The Japanese government has a secret division that fights against alien invasions. And they trained at Area 51 in the US, etc., etc. And they moved in to stop the invasion by sealing off the entire village, and they killed all of the residents by using toxic gas.
映画でそんなのありましたね。なんて言ったっけな。
Right. What movie? I don't know.
この辺まで来ると俺もそろそろめちゃくちゃだなとは思う。ただこのめちゃくちゃを書いた高野美代は昭和58年9月中旬、正体不明の改宗を遂げる。そしてその死の直前に自らの死を悟ったかのように村の一人の少女にこのスクラップ帳を預けて
this certainly is
意
indeed
志を託したというんだ。
the chapter 6 timeline, right? Like the one we're in right now. Yeah. That girl is known as Girl A. Some guy who investigated the case was able to track it down to a girl named Reina Ryugu. So it's now known as the Reina Ryugu theory on the internet. Reina Ryugu inherited Mio Takano's will by means of the scrapbooks. She tried to fight against the planned invasion by holding a school hostage and demanding the local police uncover the aliens' plot. Of course, no one believed her, and they assumed she was in a state of paranoia. Back then, people assumed that Reina Ryugu took Mio Takano's delusion seriously and was motivated to commit a poorly executed crime. When she held the school hostage, Reina Ryugu told local police that the alien was controlling the three families and that it was plotting bioterrorism on a massive scale. And the very next day, the Great Hinamizawa disaster occurred. The next day! They got no time of happiness or love or anything.
まさか。それは偶然じゃないんですか。
Man.
わからない。偶然ではないと思う連中に言わせると、その後の自衛隊による封鎖はおかしなことだらけらしい。
Anything about Rika's murder?
例えば、この沼の埋め立てが一例だ。そして、埋め立てる前に、明らかに通常の地質調査とは異なる秘密の調査を行っていたとされていて、当時、ここの封鎖に関わっていた自衛隊員たちが、それを何人も証言している。
Okay, so it's like the SDF themselves are covering it up, right? I mean, because it's like that's what it feels like, right? Like when Keiichi, in chapter 3, when we first saw the Great Hinamizawa disaster, right? And there were all the people walking around with gas masks and stuff, right? Like, yeah, you can just say that that's people who are here responding to the disaster, But I also feel like they could be the ones doing it, right? Like, they are the ones shooting the gas on people and killing them. But, like, why the hell would they do that, right? Like, why would the government themselves come in and kill everyone in Hinamizawa, right? Like, that's crazy, you know? What would that have to do with Rika's death as well, right? Like...
単にガスの発生地なので危険に備えて立ち入りを制限していただけだと主張するんだがね。
それは多分否定派の言うのが正しいんじゃないかと思いますね。
Of course, of course.
他にも異常に長かった封鎖期間も疑惑の目が向けられている。近年に起こった離島の火山ガス災害の例を見てもわかるように、4、5年で立ち入り禁止を解いている。南沢のケースは例外中の例外のケースのはずなのに、
Yeah,
極めて長期に及んだ。
A very long time. Why would it need to be sealed off that long? Even if it's meant to like cover something up. Why 20 years, you know?
あのケースは島民が祈祷を強く希望したからと聞いています。
Everyone in Hinamizawa,
そもそ
yeah,
もいな
was
いんだ
dead.
から、十分安全が確認できるまでたっぷり期間を置いただけなのでは。
So, like, I assume the only people who lived in Hinamizawa that are still alive are, like, people who weren't in Hinamizawa when the attack happened, right? Like, people who were, like, out of town in Okonomiya or something, right? There's no way there were people in Hinamizawa when the attack happened that survived it and are, like, still alive. Because then, like, they would know what happened, right? They'd be able to tell us, like, oh, yeah, it was a gas attack, not a natural disaster, right? So, I don't know. I guess it depends how it worked, though. Like, it could be... It could still be an orchestrated thing, where they just, like, dumped a bunch of gas that was, like, heavier than air, and it just went down and filled Hinamizawa and killed everyone. But that's still weird, because it doesn't really fit... Well, no. The swamp just couldn't be the origin point of it, because of the fact that Keiichi was sitting in that riverbed, which apparently would have been filled with gas if it had come from the swamp. So, I guess it doesn't have to be that people are walking around Hinamizawa with gas guns, killing people, sure. I don't know.
あと、こんな話もあるぞ。南沢を封鎖していた自衛隊員たちは、定期的に血を抜かれての厳密な検査を受けていた。何らかの結果によって、自他ともに理解できない理由で任務を解かれることがあったという。それは実は、細菌感染の陽性反応を見るもの。
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that.
人体実験だったと囁かれているらしい。
Not even a little bit.
それはやはりガスが湧き出す危険性があっただけに。
I mean, maybe, I guess.
気を使ったということでしょう。それに普通のサラリーマンだって年に一度は健康診断を受け、その時に血を抜かれてるはずです。
まあ。君の言うことももっともだと思う。あと、もっと面白い話もあるぞ。
Okay.
南沢大災害時に火山ガスは発生していないと主張する連中。
No gas emitted at all. But then what would have killed everyone? Like, what was the... I mean, we know there was some gas.
火山ガスは
right?
発生
I
し
guess
て
it
いない。
wouldn't be, yeah, like a different kind of gas, I guess.
つまり、もともと火山ガスなんか噴出してなくて、ガス災害というのが政府の嘘であると主張しているらしい。ほら、洋画の人類と UFO がコンタクトする作品でも。
We just keep making movie references. Like, come on.
それこそミステリーマニアのこじつけだと思いますね。で、その連中は何を根拠に火山ガスが発生しなかったと言っているんです？
封鎖解除後、ミステリーマニアがどっと押し寄せて、UFO 説を補強するためにいろいろ調べたらしい。で、政府発表の火山ガス成分によるならば、硫化水素によって金属が腐食されたり、自然体系に大きなダメージが残るはず。
And yet there's none, huh?
にもかかわらず、南沢にはそういう痕跡が残っておらず、よって火山ガスが噴出したとは到底思えない。もっとも、あれから20年も放置された村なんだ。そんな痕跡を発見できたかどうかは疑わしいな。
やはりつくづくインターネットというのは信用できませんね。で、
God, I don't know.
先輩は その怪しげな話を信じてるわけですか？
I really don't know what to think. I really don't. Like, God. I don't know. I don't know.
最初は信じなかったが、最近は俺もわからない。何割かは真実が含まれているかもしれないと思うようになった。
赤坂先輩ともあろう。
Well, no, it doesn't have to be aliens. I really hope Akasaka's not out here believing in aliens. Please.
このスクラップ帳、これが本物の34号文書だとしたら
Ooh, the real.
昭和58年6月25日にひなみ沢営林署に人質
Oh, the scrapbook he had. Okay, okay. How did he get it?
正真正銘本物の34号文書だ。ひなみ沢大災害の混乱で長いこと行方不明だった。近年大石さんの古い友人が県警の保存庫で発見したらしい。
I see. Back then, Oishi thought Ren Ryugu was delusional, but after reading this again after the Great Hinamizawa disaster, some of the contents seemed to hold vital clues. It's not the alien part that he was interested in, but her theory that an endemic disease of parasitic microbes in Hinamizawa was responsible for the curse of Oishido-sama. Of course, there's no proof that such microbes existed, so it still remains at a theoretical level.
大石さんの仮説なんだが、御三家が過去の信仰心を村に取り戻すために、大昔の毒性の強い病原体を研究していたのは本当じゃないかって言うんだ。ひなみ沢大災害は、実はその結果の失敗じゃないかってな。
Right. This theory is also based on the theories and myths he found on the internet. The village clinic's chief doctor died mysteriously right before the Great Hinamizawa disaster, so that still happens. Is it... Oh, and that too. Okay, okay, like... How does... So, does Takano kill Eri too for some reason, or does Eri just kill himself? I just don't... But, like, why? What does Eri have to do with it? I mean, what does Rika have to do with it either, right? Like, I just don't know. I just have no idea. What is Takano doing any of this for, or for any reason or anything? I just have no idea what to think. I don't know. There could have been an underground research lab beneath the village clinic, and Dr. Eri could have been forced to do microbiological research, but he couldn't live with his own sins and committed suicide. I don't think so. Ruka Furude could have been brutally murdered in a sacrifice for some sort of ritual ceremony in the name of Oishiro-sama's revival. I don't think so. However, their experiment went wrong. Instead of the microbes being parasitic in the villagers, they became a killer virus, and they exterminated the entire village in one night.
ただのガス災害じゃないことは明白なんだ。ガスが湧く直前に一人の少女が最近テロを予告し、数人の村人が開始を遂げている。
Yeah, we can't.
それをスクラップ帳にまとめた高野美代本人も含めてね。あれを偶然の予見不可能な災害だとするにはどうも腑に落ちない要素が少なくない。この34号文章を読めば、それらは明らかにはっきりしてくる。
Can you read it to me?
じゃあ、ひなみ沢大災害は自然災害ではなく、最近テロ。
I mean, could that be Takano's motivation, right? If I think Takano is somehow linked to all of this, right? And she's the one, you know, if she wrote it down all in this book, and then it did happen, it's kind of obvious to just think, you know, and if I think she's the one killing Rika and everything, then like, sure, yeah. But why, right? What? I don't think she's just a cultist or something. What is her motivation? In the modern era, everyone in Japan knows about the shocking incident where a doomsday cult created a nerve gas, sarin, and unleashed it for the purposes of mass murder. But in the 80s, the idea of a single cult being able to carry out such an act of terrorism didn't even cross our minds.
その後の自衛隊の長い封鎖は、その殺人ウイルスを調査するためではないかとささやかれているんだが、すっきりしないな。
UFO に乗った宇宙人がって話よりはカルト集団がって方が近年は信憑性がありますからね。
Yeah, actually, literally.
本当に UFO が墜落した可能性もあるかもしれないな。竜宮レイナが人質籠城時に出した要求の筆頭は、鬼ヶ淵沼の底には墜落した UFO の残骸があるから引き上げろ。
バカバカしい。
それがバカバカしいか調べたくても。
it's covered in concrete now, huh?
沼はコンクリートで数メートルの厚さで固められ、確かめる術もない。地質学的にガスを防ぐ効果は何も期待できないはずのバカバカしい工事によってだ。
赤坂先輩がそれを立証するには、あとはここの住民の生き残りを見つけて、体内から
Sure,
その
yeah,
特殊な
yeah,
病原体っ
right.
てやつを見つけ出すほか。
それも致命的だ。ひなみ沢大災害後のひなみ
Yeah,
沢出身者
makes
に対
sense,
する
makes
魔女狩りの
sense.
せいで、今や出身者の存在は不明だ。彼らは名乗りなどあげまい。
Right after the disaster, some people who were from Hinamizawa started displaying erratic behavior. When they started dying mysteriously and committing suicide in strange ways, people got scared of them and chased them out of their neighborhoods. Oh, really? Like, the government was practically useless in protecting their privacy at the time, so the former residents of Hinamizawa lied about where they were from, and have kept it that way ever since.
じゃあ、お手上げじゃないですか。
それでも諦めないのが刑事魂ってもんだよ。あれが自然災害じゃなかったっていう状況証拠はいくらでもあるんだ。
Yeah, yeah.
何か一つの具体的証拠が見つかれば、芋づる式に全てを白日のもとにさらせるかもしれない。
まあ、あれから20年経過してますからね。真相はあまりに遠い闇の中かもしれません。
I gotta delve into the darkness for it. I just don't even know. I don't know.
21世紀の今頃になってここを訪れても。
What happened in Hinamizawa in 1983? The only factual evidence that I had was that Miya Takano mysteriously died and left her scrapbook predicting a bioterrorist attack. A young girl took a school hostage to make people listen to its prediction, but no one took it seriously. So is Takano just trying to confirm that lore is, like, true? She's just trying to make it true for some reason? But, like, what is her motivation behind that? Why does she want Hinamizawa to appear that way to the outside world? I have no idea. The chief doctor of the village clinic committed suicide. People believed that a little girl, Rika Furude, was a reincarnation of Oishiro-sama, and she was brutally murdered. What was the truth behind the scrapbook? Was it written to reveal a huge conspiracy? Or was it just a bunch of delusions written by an occult maniac? If the contents of the scrapbook were true, the disaster could have been avoided if we had heeded the warnings of one girl. If they weren't true, then who created the disaster to follow the scenario of the scrapbook? After the sarin nerve gas incident, the words mind control came into the spotlight. In contrast to brainwashing, which can easily force a person to commit certain acts in the short term, mind control takes a long time to gradually make a person believe that what he or she must do is the right thing to do, and to act upon it as if it was his or her own idea. It's a form of character alteration, which is far more serious than brainwashing. The cult behind the sarin gas incident induced fear and anxiety into its members through the revelations of Doomsday. At the same time, they ordered them to do certain things as means of salvation, and had them do so voluntarily. The formula was quite similar to how Reina Ryugu became a puppet of file number 34. So, does that mean Reina Ryugu was mind-controlled by someone? Does that mean that the cult that mind-controlled her tried to cause the end of the world in order to increase the credibility of their teachings, just like the other cult did? Would that make file number 34 some sort of religious textbook for them? When I lose my grip on what's true and what's not, it sometimes makes me feel like someone might be laughing in amusement at this disaster. Yeah, huh? The scrapbook was like a script. Oh, God. It was a script for a tragedy that takes the lives of thousands of villagers in one night. It was a script for demons who laugh at the loss of human life. Someone wrote the script. Someone performed it. Someone watched the show and laughed. Damn it, Takano! Damn it. What the hell happened in Hinamizawa in June 1983? Oh, that's the real ending of the chapter, huh? Like, fuck, man. Oh, God. I don't know what happened in Hinamizawa in June 1983. Akasaka, you're gonna have to find the truth, buddy. Like, I don't know. Okay, let's go to the staff room. Let's get this wrapped up, huh? Oh, God. Oh, whoops, it was right there. What an amazing chapter, though, right? Like, what an amazing chapter. Like, oh. Nope, not the tips. Come on. Staff room, please. Thank you. Oh God, we have creepy music this time? I wanted, like, the nice music we had for the Chapter 5 one. Hello, my name is Ryukishi07. What is up, buddy? Pal, you wrote quite the story this time. I hope you enjoyed playing Higurashi When They Cry Ho, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. Atonement. The Atonement chapter, right? That's what the title is? what does it mean to atone, right? Like to me, atonement is such a sad thing, right? For Rinna, I think atonement was a sad thing. I think the way that she believed she had to atone, and what she thought she had to atone for, and the way in which she had to do that, led her to such a sad, awful place, such a sad, awful way to feel about herself, and everything, that, like, I feel like I have negative connotations with the idea of atonement, because I feel like it is so easy to beat yourself up over stuff, and not be fair to yourself. There are several themes I wanted to write in this chapter, but I'd like to talk about one of them here. It's about the denial of murder. This is something I had to write sooner or later, since this is a novel about serial murders. There are two means that youngsters in particular use these days to solve problems, which are murder and suicide. Oh, God. Sad, right? But kinda true, huh? When we feel stress, we choose to either get rid of the source of the stress, or to get away from it. Let's say you're bullied by a kid at school. You have two ways to solve the problem. You choose either to get rid of the kid from your current environment, or to get away from the environment itself. Usually, bullies are stronger and have their underlings, so you don't have a chance alone to get rid of them. It's also not easy to switch classes or to quit school, so you can't easily get away from the situation. As a result, the situation gets worse day by day, and your stress urges you to solve the problem immediately. And you come up with murder or suicide as easy solutions. Yeah. If suicide is considered defeat, you'd want to commit murder. Consider murder. But I feel like there are many people who think that way. However, if you actually committed a murder, it wouldn't be easy to pay for the sin. I believe murderers know that well, too. But you really hate the bully who pushed you to the limit, where you have no choice but to kill him. So, with a determination that turns your entire life upside down, you commit murder. But if you have such strong determination, there have to be more ways to take than opting for murder, which would be the last resort. You can talk to your friends. If that doesn't work, you can talk to your family. If that doesn't work, you can talk to your teacher. If that doesn't work, then what? Yeah, just like chapter 3, right? Like, yeah. It's like that was really just leading you to that powerlessness, that helplessness, right? Like, and it's like, I guess in this chapter, Rinna felt like that. Outside of even anything, just in life in general, Rinna felt like she was backed into a corner. Like in her pursuit of trying to be happy, like that alone, just that idea, having to chase happiness in and of itself was something that backed her into a corner, There have to be more ways. If you have the determination to give up on your life by committing murder, there have to be more ways, yeah. Our modern era is better than any era before it. There are so many hotlines that you can call to talk to someone. Even if you don't have any friends or family, there are many places you can go for to help. Yeah, it's a nice idea. I want to believe that that's true, that everyone can have someone to reach out to. I don't know. I don't know if it is true, though. There are some people who are so isolated and have almost no one, and those are the people who end up doing, like, horrible atrocities a lot of the time, right? The people who will answer the phone aren't amateurs. They're volunteers, but they're also veterans who have worked as social workers or juvenile counselors for a long time. But I guess it's kind of on those people to not push that away, right? To not push people like that away, I can assure you that they have more social experience and passion than your parents do. People who work to help people for free can't be bad people. If you feel like you have no choice but to kill the bully or commit suicide, please try to call those hotlines. Oh. People who think it's useless to talk to others usually haven't really talked to anyone. So true. Have the courage to call. There will be somebody you can completely rely on at the other end of the line. Don't keep it to yourself. Talk to somebody. He was a social worker before, right? Ryukishi07? Ryukishi07 wrote such a long story just to tell you this. He must be a very poor writer. So, Ryukishi07 wants to talk to you all, rather than worrying all by himself. How can I write even more entertaining stories? Bitter laugh. 07th expansion, Ryukishi07. God, that's all he has to say about it, huh? I like that, though. I really don't like hearing an author's own thoughts on their story, which is, like, a weird thing to say, right? The way that this is done is, like, good, I think, right? Because it isn't directly telling us what we should or shouldn't think about, so many, like, things, like, acute things that happen in the story, right? It's, like, about, like, such a broad idea in it. I hate when, like, my least favorite thing is when creators of stories, or, like, a game, or any kind of story at all, really, when they, like, they, like, add to the lore, or, like, they give answers to questions and stuff on, like, social media. I just hate that idea, right? When it's, like, someone asks them some question about the story or something, and then they, like, give them an answer to it in a way that wasn't ever revealed in the story itself. It's like, do you take that? Should you use that as part of the canon for yourself? Whatever. It's ignoring all of that. What an amazing chapter. This was such a good chapter. It's impossible for me to rank the chapters anymore. I used to try and do that. I used to try and rank them, and, you know, I can't do that anymore. I just can't. It's not possible for me. I loved this chapter a lot. It was very meaningful to me. Chapter 5 is the one that's most comparable to it. They're both the answer arc chapters we've seen so far. Chapter 5 felt like it was a much more character-driven thing, in terms of, like, Shion herself and going into her problems and all of that. And it felt like it was Shion the movie, you know what I mean? This chapter feels like we tackled, like, just the broad subject of friendship and connection to others and what that means. Kind of the broad idea that it feels like the entire story has been working to since the beginning, like what the point of it is supposed to be, right? It's very different, it's very enjoyable in its own way, and very, you know, like, so much of this is so meaningful and so impactful, and I will think about it for forever, for sure, right? Like, it will never leave me. So many of the scenes in this are so, like, God, Keiichi is the GOAT. I love him so much. Like, man, I love Rena too. And I mean, like, the other important thing too is we did it, right? We did it. You know, obviously it ended in disaster. We didn't solve everything. We haven't solved the mystery that causes the Great Hinamizawa disaster and everything. But what did Rika learn? She saw that it's possible, right? That everything can end up fine. And this acute scenario here that led to everything that happened with Rena and all of this, there was a good ending. There was a happy ending. We got it for less than 24 hours, right? They died right after. But it was possible. What does that mean for Rika in the future? What will that mean for her in the upcoming chapters? I hope she takes that and uses it as newfound hope and resolve to not give up, the way that she was so close to doing so in this chapter, right? There is this chapter is really this dual journey between both Rena and Rika, facing such similar problems, right? Rika had so much to learn from the events of this chapter, and she did, right? And she did. Yeah, just all the stuff about happiness and what it means to fight for it in life, and all of that, right? The decisions you make that lead you to it or not, everything. It just tackles such broad, like, meaningful themes to me. Such important stuff. Yeah, it was so good. It was such a good chapter. Such a good chapter. I feel like, really, I've pretty much covered all my thoughts on all of that. There were many times throughout the course of this game where I talked about all of that. Yeah, so I mean, that might just be it. That might just be it for Chapter 6, huh? Like, it feels crazy. It feels insane that we're apparently here, but I think we are. I think we're done with Higurashi When They Cry. Chapter 6. Tsumihoroboshi, the Atonement chapter. What a chapter. Where are we going from here? What are we doing now? I don't know. What more do we need to do, right? We now know it's possible. We now know, through the power of our connections to each other, and the power of friendship, literally, right? Thank God for the power of friendship. It doesn't have to end terribly. Everything can work out. And yet, everyone still dies anyway. What do we do about that? What are we gonna do? I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. But I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see next time, huh? Yeah, I suppose that's it. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. And I will see you next time for Chapter 7.